All right, everybody, let's talk about your marketing plan. And I want to consider this phase one. And what do I mean by that? So, this is the marketing plan that you should be executing if you're a brand new company. You're just starting out. But frankly, I would also suggest that many companies that have been in business for maybe even years really haven't sat down and figured out what their marketing plan is, and they may or may not have finished and done the pieces of phase one. So I actually think that this marketing plan in phase one is appropriate for every single small business out there, unless you're just like an internet marketing rock star, which most people are not. They just don't have the time, right? Because they're running their own business. So I consider this the first big chunk that you need to bite off in order to really market your small business. And, like everything else we do and we talk about, it really fits in the 80/20 rule. You're going to get 80% of the bang for the buck by doing the things that we outline here in phase one. And over time, we'll be working on that other 20% because, every little bit's important when you're a small business. But the first really important thing is to not get paralyzed by analysis. I mean, there is just so many things you could be doing. Should you tweet? Should you be on Pinterest? Should you be on Facebook? What are these little QR barcodes that you see? There's just so many things that are assaulting the small business owner. And so what I try to do is really just, take a step back and say, look, we gotta get new customers. Particularly if we're a new company, we got to keep the existing customers we have, and we have got to get as much profit per sale as we absolutely can. And I'll tell you, phase one, if you do all the things in phase one, which are very manageable, and we have all the training that's necessary in order to do phase one, you're going to get, again, the 80% of the bang for your buck by doing about 20% of the work, and you will not be paralyzed by analysis because you'll have exactly what you need to do. First thing is you got to get your website, and we've got some training on how to build a website. It's not really about it. It's about the minimum requirements that you need in a website, right? We're not going to teach you how to design and do colors online and write computer code to generate websites. That's silly to do that. You're running a business, okay? But we're going to teach you what you need to know, all right? And we're going to give you a little bit of technical background about domains and a couple other horrible acronyms that are good to know. And then we also will help you with a couple tools that will, for your local business schema and a couple other things, and then finally teach you how to outsource this. Just if you don't have a website yet, we have got a template of exact documents that you can give to outsourcers that just says, hey, this is what I need. Okay, just do it for me. So that this can just be something that you tick off, and you don't have to go and worry about building this and driving yourself crazy, because you could spend years trying to build the perfect website. You just got to get it done, and you got to get the bare minimum done, and that's what we teach you within the members area here. You got to get your Google local listing. You absolutely must do that. Okay, so we've got an overview video on how to do that. We've got a PDF on how to create and claim your Google local business listing, and this is just a sample of what's in there. And then you also have to have some optimization done of that. And this is really important because this is what allows you to show up in Google oftentimes. Okay, it allows you to show up on the map. It allows you to show up on people's smartphones so they can push a button just to call you. I mean, there's so much power to this. It is clearly something that people don't focus on. Maybe they've done half of this. Maybe they've claimed their listing, but they haven't optimized it. Okay, so the advanced strategies are really important to implement. Right, and this has all got to be in phase one because this is absolutely key to marketing your small business. You can see this is just some of an example of the page from the advanced tactics. Facebook. You should absolutely, I'll give you a spoiler alert. Do you need your business on Facebook? Yes, you do. Okay, and that should be part of phase one, and you should just do it. All right. So definitely that needs to get done. You need to build out your page. All right, absolutely, and you need to start to get a fan base. You need to get followers and likers, so that it looks like you kind of know what you're doing. All right, so we walk you through all that, but that has got to be part of phase one. All right, absolutely. AdWords. You should set up an AdWords campaign. It's probably the most complicated piece of phase one. Unfortunately, it won't give you a huge amount of benefit, but it's something that's kind of like one of those must dos, at least in the beginning, because in many ways it's the only way to get your business out there when people are doing Google searches. It's kind of like if you don't do this, you're not in the phone book. Used to be, when people actually used phone books for something other than propping other things up, right? So it's kind of involved, but we walk you through it. You've got an overview, you've got how to find your keywords, how to build your ads, how to set up your campaign, and how to optimize your campaign. And there's a little tool to help you build your ads. All right, but this is the worst thing that you're going to have to do in phase one, but you got to do it. Got to do it. And guys, that's it. This is phase one. This is the summary. This is what you need to do if you're a new business, okay? Or maybe you've been in business for years, but you haven't done all these things, okay? This is the bare minimum. This is the first bite you have to, bite off, the first chunk you have to bite off. You got to build your website. And even if you have it built, you got to make sure that you've got the minimum necessary components. It's really, really important. If you build a website without the minimum necessary things on it, okay, like we outline and teach you, then you're not going to show up in Google. Just not, okay? So you've got to make sure that you build a website with the minimum necessary components. You've got to claim your Google local listing or business listing. They've called it like 15 different things over the years. I'm stuck in probably a 5 or 10-year-old term because I've been doing this for so darn long. You've got to optimize your business listing, all right? And you've got to set up a link building or citation building process so that you can show up ahead of your competition, all right? And we show you how to do all this. You got to build your Facebook page. Got to do it, okay? It's really critical. And we talk about why. You got to be, it's like the old refrigerator magnets, right? And I'll go through that whole thing with you. You got to get some initial followers and likers, so that people see that you're a real page and a real business, and people already like you. If people already like you, you have instant credibility. All right, so we'll teach you how to do that. But then on an ongoing basis, you have to make sure that you get as many of your current customers and new customers that become current customers to follow you and like you on Facebook. Okay, so you've got to set up an ongoing follower or liker building plan. Okay, and then finally you've got to set up an AdWords campaign and optimize it. This is an app. You must do this stuff if you want to compete on a new business, or you've got an existing business and you've got, any kind of other competition in the town or in your geographic area. This should get rid of all paralysis by analysis. This is what you should be focused on. This is phase one. And then over time, we're going to add on to this and make it even more better, and make sure that you get even more bang for your buck from your marketing efforts.